Hey there, friends. What's going on? My name is Rabbit, and thank you for joining me for episode number 18 of Let's Play Through Final Fantasy Origins, specifically Final Fantasy 1 on the PlayStation 1. In our previous episode, we began making our way through Cavern in order to find the vampire that has been wreaking all sorts of havoc over in Melmond. We finished clearing section 1, or I should say floor 1 of Cavern, and we started making our way through section 2, but I did decide to backtrack to Melmond to sort of sleep and replenish all of our mana charges because I'm a little bit worried about what may be awaiting us. So as you guys can see, we are back in action in terms of having quite a bit more mana to our name. And as I had shared with you guys towards the end of our previous episode, I did anticipate Rohit as well as Tyrone hitting level 18. So here is where Rohit is at. And here is where Tyrone is at with his newly acquired level. Now I will say Melvin and Burl are still at level 17, but they should be hitting 18 in this episode. So we'll see where they're at with XP. Melvin will be there pretty soon, and Burl should follow shortly thereafter. So that is it for everything that took place without you. As I noted, you can even see our mana charges are looking good. So let us continue where we had kind of left off anyway. As I just mentioned, we had already searched through a big chunk of this floor, but let's just circle back and do it again. There were a few corridors that we did not explore, so I do want to attempt to be thorough here and knock out. Oh Lord, let's just throw out another fire too. These fights, you guys, I do want to say that I would not consider this to be that vast of a dungeon. I don't think it's that convoluted, and wow, what a waste of one of my AoE fire spells, but that's all good. We're not going to sweat the small stuff. But I would not say that this is that convoluted of a dungeon to get through. It really is just that the encounters happen so frequently that it makes it feel more tedious than it truthfully is. But that's all right. I don't mind one bit. We'll get rid of that normal lame ogre. And I think a second, we'll do an ice 2, should clean up anyone who's still left standing after everything that we will be dishing out. Assuming anybody's left standing with this. Well, 2 ice 2s will take care of business. I really did want to go ahead and get enough mana charges back just so that when we are facing these humongous waves, I can clear them a little more quickly because, like our previous episode, I will cut out a few repeat fights, but you guys know it'll take me all day if I cut out every single repeat. So we'll have a few where we're double dipping into the action. But of course, I will spare you guys from too much of the tedium of watching me tackle 20 million cobras. I don't think the enemies here have been too terrible, though, and I was on the fence about that in our previous episode, that I don't recall Cavern posing that great of a challenge regarding the enemies kind of wearing you down. It's nothing like the Marsh Cave, that's for darn sure. But I think just the sheer number of enemies that you face, and with my team in particular being so magic heavy, you have to consider what impact that's going to have when your party does run out of spells and spell charges, you know, because then you're left with really 2 people that don't do a whole lot of damage. And that's fine, and I think you can make it work since technically with my setup, my red mage does a lot, but I mean, you know what, I think I'm not actually going to use any of Rohit's magic. Let me go ahead and throw out a bolt 2, and we'll see what we can make happen with this. I just want to minimize my risk of getting poison, and I'm pretty sure the cobras can do it. I think we've seen it. Yeah, there we go. There's my confirmation. It was right on cue. Thanks, game. It's like it's listening to me and making fun of me at the same time. But it's all good. So I do think that is something that I need to be even more mindful of than typical playthroughs, is managing my party's mana, because that is sort of it's just going to really make a difference for my survival, because that's kind of the majority of what my team can do is magic. I do think that Burl, oh Lord, I don't even know. I think we'll be okay. I don't want to waste all of my charges already. We've barely seen anything new from our last episode, but it's okay. I really do think we'll be fine. We'll get these extra levels, and that will make a difference in and of itself, but I don't want to straddle this line too closely. I think if I had even one more physical DPSer and, you know, one fewer mage in my party, that would make me feel a little bit better about just kind of, you know, hunkering down and forcing my way through the waves. But I need my wave clear options, and we'll throw out a fire 3. Hopefully fire 2 will get the job done, because I don't want to waste my spells, but I might just have to, and it's okay. I believe with the levels that we are amassing that what does await us shouldn't be a problem. I will probably default to Tyrone becoming more of a support if we do run out of his offensive spells, because don't forget he does have haste, and since Burl is kind of the focal hero in my party, that's really where we're going to get a whole lot of our damage from anyway. So I think it'll be fine. And Melvin is kind of useless for damage, at least right now. I think the Dia is going to present its usefulness. Woo, that's a lot of damage. I need you to stop. We gotta kill him quickly before he kills Rohit, because I'm not trying to go down like this. That was a little too clutch for me. But one thing you can say for sure is we are getting some good gil. So you probably don't have to run all the way back, and I'm not going to waste my Cure 3 because I do want to hold on to that life just in case things get a little hairy. And I'll use a few Cure 1s too. I don't want to exhaust all of them. They're essentially my potions, but, well, I guess I take it back, and we will go ahead and use all of Melvin's Cure 1s. Woo! Makes me nervous. But we should be fine. Another 575 gil. Our last episode, we found a whole lot of money, which, it is what it is. But we did find a leather shield, which is considerably more useful. And all right, when I see 5,000 gil, changes my tune a little bit. But when you're getting like a couple hundred and even 1,000, you know, it's not anything that I'm going to get overwhelmingly excited or elated over. But leather shield is a shield made of leather, and I reckon nobody in our party can equip it, so it's not anything that we will get, again, excited over. But it is something to sell, so in that sense, it's more gil than we're even objectively seeing on our team, and oh my lord, you've got to go. And you know what, why don't we go ahead and just test it out. Let's throw out a haste. Oh gosh, I don't want to use all of my haste though, because we'll want it for what is going to be in the next section. I really need him to stop focusing Rohit, however. This is not cool, and I need you to knock it off. All right, let's go, team. And with that 8, whew, Burl's a force to be reckoned with, you guys. And there is that level for Melvin. So great. We'll add a bit more padding to him, and I'm guessing Melvin will be there quickly as well. I need to run back to a town where there is an item shop because I am chug-a-lugging all of my potions, and I don't want to get too close to the bottom of the barrel here. I think that should be good. I mean, we have 49 left. It's a good enough amount to where I feel confident we'll get through here. No problem, and in no time. So we'll take out the Minotaur. These guys are nothing. Oh, okay, for a second there when I saw his double whammy attack, I was getting a little bit nervous, like, oh gosh, I just insulted him and then he's gonna do like 100 damage to me. But no, no big deal. So I think that's everything to see down here on this floor, I wanna say. I'm trying to be good, you guys. I'm trying so hard to not use my magic. Oh, because it's only going to last so long, and we cannot head back out to Melmond again. I'm not going down like that. They're not going to scare me. Oh, no, not poison. But it'll be all right. There will be a point where I think we'll have enough charges to where I'm not going to be as meticulous about this, because I realize I'm probably micromanaging my mana maybe more than I should, but I've never really tried a triple mage team before, and it's working, but it's kind of working in a wobbly way. It's like when a toddler first starts walking. Technically they're walking, but they're not the most stable, nor do they have the best balance, and things can go south real quick. So I'm trying to avoid that being the description for this party, because we're all in, you guys. You know, we're so many hours into the journey. We can't go back. We can't change our team. I think we've got a good, albeit a little bit of a cheese build going on. I think what we've got works. We just have to get through this tough phase, and we have to recognize that there are going to be some dungeons where, you know, the mages are not going to be the most useful, but then we're going to have sections where having that wave clear is going to make such a considerable difference in terms of the ease of accessibility for the dungeon crawling and getting to the treasures, getting, you know, in and out essentially is kind of my goal and what I'm forecasting being the case. Now, I think we had gone up last time, right? So do we need to go down? Oh gosh, you guys, I'm just trying to make my way. You know what just occurred to me? I have not used poison yet, have I? I'll make sure that I show that to you guys in our next fight. But anyway, Burl just got his level plus 10 HP, some agility, some endurance, and a little bit of luck. I could actually use a lot of luck right now, but I'll take what I can get. I think we are ready to just go to the next floor. I'm going to say yes, let's head into level 3. And I have to vocalize this for myself or I will forget. We want to go ahead and try out poison, and oh my gosh, this is what I was talking about. I have no charges, and we got a whole lot of ghosts. Let's just see if we can put them to sleep, because why not? I think the whites can cause some issues. Oh, but I'm so stupid. I have Dia now, you guys. What am I afraid of? Let's throw out a Dia too. And just for the sake of trying it out, we'll throw out a poison. We'll have this be the fight where we're going to see a whole lot of new things. Well, not a whole lot. I guess Dia 3 would be new. But yeah, the paralyzation, that's not a word. It is now. The paralysis, paralyzation, you guys, I don't even know. But yeah, it looks like poison didn't apply anything. So it might actually be an auto kill ability. It's possible. Oh Lord, I'm not trying to do this. I can't even get over. I said, I'm just making up words. Oh Lord, you know, when you just free speak, anything that comes out of your mouth is fair game, you guys. I don't pretend to be the most smooth of talkers, but I will say, and this is something that I wouldn't say pride myself on, but it's one of, I guess you could say I've got a gift for gabbing. I've always loved theater, being up on a stage, public speaking, you know, especially for informed conversation. I've given many a presentation, just, you know, being in public health and being an educator. I am not afraid to, let's go over this way, I guess. There's probably something up here. Ah, there is a chest up here. I'm not afraid to be up on a stage. I'm not afraid of a crowd. I'll just talk. I've met a few people that have horrendous stage fright, and I guess, relate to being a little bit nervous. Oh, we found a sleeping bag in this chest. That's not too bad. I guess I can understand why it might make some people a bit nervous if you're talking to people you don't know, but when it's a crowd, I don't know. I just don't think about it. One of the things I've consistently told my students in the past when they have to give group presentations is to not be too in their head about the crowd itself. Focus on what you're saying, and you know, if you're like an expert on a topic especially, oh Lord, I don't have the means to deal with this, but we'll try it anyway, because I really want to hold on to what Tyrone's got. I want to use my haste. I guess it doesn't hurt to throw out my fire 3, whatever, just so we can get through this. But I always tell them, you know, don't even think about the audience. Half the time, especially as students, most of the people in the crowd aren't listening to you anyway, or if everyone's presenting that day, everyone else is more nervous and focused on what they're going to say and are they going to say the wrong thing. And I think that's kind of the root of stage fright and nervousness about public speaking anyway, is I think people, they're too worried about what others think, and they're too worried about messing up what they say. I mean, I miss words all the time. If I have like a PowerPoint presentation, I kind of, you know, free speak and I'll just look and I'm like, oh shit, I totally skipped this section, or I skipped this point. Let's circle back. I mean, you can't take it too seriously, and you can't take yourself too seriously. Just get up there, be confident, and even if it's a topic that you don't know a whole lot about, maybe you underprepared, or it's something that you're just talking about on the fly. I think both for presentations that I am typically the expert on, or technically the expert on is what I was trying to say, or even if it's something where, like a theatrical production where I'm just playing a character. I've done a little bit of improv stuff too, and I don't know, I don't think about it too much. And 3,400 gold, we will happily help ourselves to that. Let's go over this way. I'm trying to figure out how we need to get through. I don't remember this floor quite as well as I did the other ones. So all my rambling aside is just to say, if you have to give any presentations, not that I think it'll be happening for a while, since with COVID, it feels like everything's shut down and we're just not going to see a whole lot of venues. Oh no, oops, I did not mean to do that. I am not really trying to see this. Not at all. Oh Lord. I don't think I have the means to really deal with their nonsense, but we'll try to slow them down because, well, actually that wasn't that much damage. I'm just nervous from when we had first encountered them. They packed a punch, you guys, but they're not messing with me too much now, so that slow was probably a waste. But yeah, anyway, my advice would just be, if you do have to get up on a stage or you have to go and speak in front of a crowded audience, whether at some sort of conference or for schoolwork or for regular work you're presenting, just be yourself, just talk. If you mess up, nobody's perfect. Everyone messes up. Sometimes you might even say something wrong and you might be corrected. I've had that happen at presentations before where would you get out of my way, Bat? Jeez Louise. Where I've been talking on something and maybe I misquoted or misread one of the stats on my screen, and at the end someone asks me to clarify because they're like, well, on page 1 you said it was 27%, and then you continuously kept referencing 35%. Which one is it? And I think for a lot of people that would be so unnerving and unrattling, where they think, oh no, I said the wrong thing, or oh gosh, have I been wrong? Was my data wrong? Whereas for me, I'm just like, okay, well, I probably said the wrong thing. Let's look back at it together, because I think having that clarification, it's important for me in my work. So I want to make sure that the information that I am expressing and I'm explaining and sharing and disseminating, I want to make sure it's accurate, and I want to make sure that I understand what I'm saying, just so that I can do a good job. So that's, to me, understanding what I'm talking about and trying to be thorough is more important than always saying the perfect thing on the spot or on the fly. I don't really have an ego about my work or any of the things that I do, and oh Lord, if Rohit dies, we might find ourselves seeing that life in action, and oh my gosh, this floor is whooping my tail as well, so I might need to run back outside yet again to replenish the mana charges and try to get us where we need to be. When you're trying to get through, though, to find all the treasure, I think that's what takes a whole lot of time, because you end up running in a bunch of circles and you're trying to just make sure, oh Lord, did I miss anything? Because I really don't want to. So we'll finish out this episode by dipping in and out of a couple more fights, but I am almost completely out of potions now. I'm out of the spell charges that I really want. We've got more than enough money to repurchase the things that I need, so I might just take the time to go ahead and do that. But let's finish up. So I came over here already, did I not? Because that's where the sleeping bag was. Hold on. Let me go in there and just see what's going on. I want to say this is the way that we came, but I've been so busy just talking about nothing. Oh, I didn't come over this way. What on earth is this? Oh, it's a potion. Oh, Lord, so now I'm definitely feeling a little lost. Well, okay. What is this, a Noma that was blocking it? Yeah, it is. Well, we'll go ahead and take him out. He shouldn't be too big of a deal. And what I will do... So we grabbed a potion, we got a sleeping bag, and then what else did we pick up? Wasn't there something else? I want to say we grabbed something else on this floor, did we not? Maybe it was just gold since I can't remember an item that we got. Well, let's go. Okay, if I can get out of this room, let's go back to the stairwell and I will part ways with you guys there. Poor Rohit is not having the best of times, so I think this confirms my intentions to backtrack and go ahead and replenish all of my supplies as well as my mana pools here, because this is getting a little hairy and a little scary, and I am not about this life. I'm not trying to have my team go down like this and run out of potions. I don't think so. But I do want to say, I don't think the dungeon is that bad. It's just when you're trying to go through sections to get all of the treasure, that was the point I guess I was making, it just ends up taking a bit of time. Let's just go ahead and put them to sleep, because you're wanting to be thorough. And I guess it doesn't matter because I am going to be heading out. So let's go ahead and just use up the last of our charges for AoE abilities so we can clear these waves. And I will get out on my own. Should be easy peasy. And when I catch up with you guys in episode number 19, I'll bring us back at whatever that last door was. There was a section that was going westward. I don't remember what we found in there because we got a sleeping bag at the bottom and then there was a potion over this way. So I don't remember. It must have been money that we grabbed, and that's why it's just escaping me. Because I think the money is good to pick up. We definitely have found ourselves on more than one occasion needing money and me having to backtrack to my training grounds up at that peninsula eastward of Provoca, if I can get my directions correct. See what I mean? You just gotta roll with the punches. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I think it was this door that we went in and we found something that wasn't that spectacular. And you know what's so funny is I'll see it when I'm editing this footage and I'll be like, oh, I'm such a dunce. How could I forget that that's what I grabbed here? But short of magnificent items that bulk up my team or add some sort of value to my stats, I think most of the items, they're just okay. I've had to sell a whole lot of things because I don't have that warrior or that fighting class in my team. Okay, so this is where we, I think, need to be going in this western direction. So I'm going to part ways with you guys here. I'm going to head back to probably not Melman since there's not an item shop. I might actually make the journey. Oh, well, I actually can bring up the world map in here, but I can't bring up a map actually in the dungeon itself, but that's okay. If I go back to, you know what I might have to do is take my ship from Melman and just go all the way back where it began to Cornelia, I think is where I'll go. It'll be cheaper to stay there and they'll have potions and antidotes. They should. And that's what I need anyway. So I will catch up with you guys here in just a moment in episode number 19. We will be restocked on supplies. My party will be restocked in terms of mana charges yet again. And we will finish up Terra Cavern. I think this third level is the last one for us to explore. There might be a fourth one, I don't fully remember. But as always, friends, we will find out together and confirm together. But until then, take care, be good, and I, your host Rabbit, look forward to seeing you in our upcoming episode of Let's Play Through Final Fantasy Origins, specifically Final Fantasy 1 on the PlayStation 1. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon.